The second evening on the Titanic sparkled with glamour. First-class passengers glided into the grand dining hall like peacocks, their jewels and gowns shimmering under the chandeliers. The orchestra played lively waltzes, while waiters carried trays stacked higher than Ethan's rent. Ethan Carter, still pretending to be a wealthy traveler, had managed to borrow a tuxedo from a trunk he accidentally discovered in the luggage room. He strutted into the hall with a confidence that only a man who had no business being there could pull off. Across the room, Isabella Montgomery spotted him immediately. He looked ridiculous. His bow tie was crooked, his shoes were scuffed, and he walked as if the floor owed him money. But somehow it was charming. "Don't stare," whispered her mother. "I wasn't," Isabella lied, sipping her water. Ethan, never one to miss an opportunity, boldly sat at Isabella's table, sliding into the seat beside her as if invited. Gasps rippled across the table. Isabella's mother nearly choked on her soup. "Good evening, milady," Ethan said with exaggerated flair, bowing so low his chair nearly toppled over. "Care to recommend something on the menu that doesn't cost more than my soul?" The guests were horrified. Isabella, however, burst into laughter, covering her mouth with her napkin. To make matters worse, or better, Ethan proposed a dare. "I bet you've never eaten escargot with your hands," he whispered to Isabella. "That's disgusting," she whispered back. "Exactly. Which is why it'll be fun." Moments later, Isabella, prim and proper Isabella, picked up a snail with her fingers and popped it into her mouth, giggling like a mischievous child. Ethan applauded loudly, earning another wave of horrified gasps. Her mother hissed, "Isabella, this is a formal dinner, not a circus." Ethan winked. "Correction, it's the best circus I've ever been to." Just then, a waiter carrying a tall tray of desserts tripped over Ethan's foot. A mountain of custards and cakes went flying through the air. One landed squarely on a wealthy banker's bald head. Another splattered across Isabella's expensive gown. The dining hall fell into shocked silence. Then Ethan, covered in pudding himself, stood up dramatically and declared, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Titanic now has its very first food fight champion." Before anyone could stop him, he tossed a spoonful of custard at the banker. Isabella gasped, then, to everyone's horror, threw a piece of cake right back at Ethan. The two of them burst into uncontrollable laughter, while the rest of first class sat frozen, appalled. It was chaos. It was scandal. It was the most fun Isabella had ever had in her life. Next episode for like and subscribe.